Welcome to another video. About a month ago, Google launched Gemini 1.5 Pro. Gemini 1.5 Pro is Google's flagship model with about 2 million tokens of context windows, which is really cool. Not only that, but it is also a multimodal model, meaning it can take in images, videos, audio, and other such inputs, which is also really cool. The larger context size means that Gemini 1.5 Pro can process vast amounts of information very easily, such as an hour of video, 11 hours of audio, 30K lines of code, or over 700K words. This is pretty cool. This context is really handy when you need to generate large amounts of text or code. Plus, because it is a multimodal model, you can send in your images or videos and ask it for context as well. They also released the Gemini 1.5 Flash model, which is also really cool. As its name suggests, it is really fast and cost-effective. However, I'll be focusing mainly on the Gemini 1.5 Pro in this video because it's really good at coding. Since it's multimodal, it means that it can take in your screenshots and generate code from them, right? This means that you can easily create front-end interfaces by just providing a screenshot. Well, that's what we'll be doing today with this repo called Gemini UI To Code. This is a relatively new repo, and I have tried it. It can generate some amazing UIs that are actually usable, unlike the basic UIs that OpenUI makes. It's super easy to set up as it's a single file Streamlit interface, which is really cool. It's to the point and only allows you to input a screenshot and generate code from it for now. But since it's a Streamlit interface, you can easily add a text box and use that. It generates HTML files by default, but if you change its default prompt in the file, it can generate code in any programming language you want. It's really cool and very customizable. The best thing I like about it is that it doesn't just take your image and send it to the Gemini API to get code. It performs multiple steps iteratively, resulting in a great-looking UI. Let me tell you how it does it. If we open up this app Python file, you can see that the code is pretty self-explanatory, as Streamlit code generally is. Here are the main prompts that actually run. First, it does something pretty cool. It doesn't generate code directly. It first generates a description of the UI it sees. For example, if I give it a ChatGPT interface, it can generate a description outlining that we need a text box, a sidebar with the following colors, and stuff like that. Once the description is generated, it asks the model to revise the generated outline and check for errors, resulting in an extremely detailed outline. In the third step, it starts creating an HTML file for the UI. Once the HTML file is created, it then sends the HTML file and the screenshot back to the model to check for mistakes. After fixing all the mistakes, it returns the final file, which is available for you to download. It's really cool. Now, let me tell you how you can use it. First, get a Gemini API key. It is free for rate-limited usage, as you can see here. You can get one from their AI studio. Once you have the API key, keep it in a safe place, because we'll need it later. Once that's done, go to this GitHub page and clone the repo on your computer. Once cloned, navigate to the repo directory. First, run the pip install command to install all the required dependencies. Next, open the app Python file and add your API key. Once added, save the file. You can also change the model to Gemini Flash if you want. You can also change the CSS framework to something specific if you prefer. Once you do that, run the Streamlit run command to start your application. Head over to the URL shown in the terminal, and you should see the interface. Select your screenshot or UI and click on the Code UI button. I have uploaded the ChatGPT interface here, as you can see. It takes some time to generate because it goes through all the steps iteratively. As you can see, the first step is completed, and it generates a very detailed outline. Now it's doing the next step. The second step is also done, creating an even longer outline. Now it's generating the code. The first draft of the code is complete. It's now generating the final draft, and if we wait for a minute, you can see that we have the code here, and we can download it by clicking on this button. It has created a very similar interface. I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate, but it's really usable. I have tried the same thing with OpenUI and others, and it was not usable for me. It really tries to adhere to the same style. Plus, it also creates icons and stuff. Pretty cool. It even replaced the ChatGPT icon with a heart icon. So, this one's a pass for me. Next, let's try it with a Google screenshot. If I send it here and wait for a bit. Finally, we have the code now. Let's check it. This also seems pretty much fine. It's a little wonky, but it's pretty good for plain CSS and stuff. I have also tried it with the Supabase homepage. You can see that it's not quite there, but it's actually a good boilerplate to start with if you want to make something like a Supabase landing page, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, you won't be copying someone's exact page. Generally, we just want a similar looking layout with colors and themes, which it does pretty well. Plus, because it's a very easy Streamlit setup, you can easily configure it with your own prompts and steps. It's a really good start to making something of your own. You can also connect it with OpenAI models if needed. It's pretty easy to do as well. Overall, it's a really great tool. OpenUI just doesn't work for me. Most of the time, it generates extremely basic UIs without any kind of coloring and stuff, which makes it pretty much unusable for me. But this is something that actually tries to create a similar looking interface. Plus, it's extremely customizable. I think I'll be using it a lot. Let me know if you'll use it in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below this video. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.